So these are conversions that you need to know by heart. So like most of the conversions we have gone through, you need to know how to go from seconds to minutes, minutes to hours, hours to days, as well as weeks and years. So please make sure that you know these conversions. It might be a good idea to take a screenshot of the diagram. So let's have a look at how we can use this little diagram to answer time conversion questions. So as we can see, if we go in from seconds to minutes, we are dividing by 60. Minutes to hours, we are dividing by 60. Hours to days, we are dividing by 24 because there are 24 hours in a day. When we are going from the smaller unit to the bigger units, we are dividing. When you go the other way around, you times. So the most important part is to remember how many seconds in a minute, in an hour, and how many hours in a day when you're dividing and when you need to times. Okay, I think I have muted everyone, but yes, as Mbali said, please just remember to stay muted unless you want to ask a question. Okay, so let's look at our first question, our worked example. Convert 3 hours into minutes. How are we going to do that? 3 hours into minutes. Siwa, great, answer straight away. So we've got our hours, we're going towards the minutes, so we need to times by 60. Okay, so 3 hours times by 60 gives us 180 minutes. It's very simple once you have got this diagram sorted. Yes, Leah, well done. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to quickly try these 4 questions for me. So I'm going to quickly go back to this diagram. Please make sure you either have it down or got a screenshot, maybe a screenshot for now. And then we're going to go into those 4 questions. Nice, people.
While we're waiting for the teacher, she's just taking a second to get her notepad connected again. Please make sure you have written down the conversion tables, okay? Make sure you wrote down all the conversions. So we start with days on your right-hand side, and wanting to go from days to hours, we times by 24. Please write down as I'm speaking. If you don't have this yet, we're going to be using this for all the sums today. We start with days times 24, then we get hours. If we want to go from hours to minutes, then we say times 60, because there's 60 minutes in an hour. And then we write down going from minutes to seconds, we need to times by 60 again. So that will be, because there is 60 seconds in a minute as well. All right, if you have that written down on top, following the example that teacher Monique gave, we will go back from seconds to minutes by dividing by 60. And then from minutes to hours again, we divide by 60 again. And from hours to days, we will go divide by 24 because there are 24 hours in a day. If you do not understand that, please put your hand up or give me a question in the chat. And be sure to have that close by because we will be using that for all the questions today. It'll help you a lot if you have that written down and penciled in. Teacher Monique, are you back? It seems like it.
Yes, I am back. Thanks so much. Did you go through all 4 questions?
No, we haven't gone through the questions. I just revised and have them write down the conversion table again.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Just had some issues connecting my pencil. Okay, are we ready to give me some answers? How did we do question 1 and what was our answer? 4 days, 2 minutes. Shells, raise the hand, yes. Shells, do you want to give us the answer? Oh, mistake. Okay. I was so excited to hear from you. Next time. Okay, so I see some answers coming through. 4 days, 2 minutes. And I see we've got 2 answers. Anyone else want to try? Okay, let's go to our little diagram. We are going from days to minutes. So we first need to take our 4 days and we times by 24. Once we times by 24, we get our answer in hours. We then need to times by 60 to get our hours into minutes. Oh, one day, have you raised your hand? Do you want to ask a question? So, Nsako, yes. Oleka, Unati, Shells, yes. Beautiful answers. Okay, so just to put that out in writing, it is 4. Oh, sorry, Martin, the wrong one. 4 days, we times by 24 hours to get our answer in hours. We then times by 60 to turn the hours into minutes, which gives us 5,760 minutes. So by timesing by 24 gives us our days in hours, and then we times by 60 to turn our hours into minutes. Okay. Nicely done. Okay, how was number 2? 666 seconds to hours. Nicely done in Bali. Nice, Shells. Okay, quick look. Going from seconds to hours, so we're going the other way around. We're going from seconds over here to hours. So we're going to take our seconds, we divide by 60 to get it to minutes, divide by 60 again to get to hours. So 666 divide by 60, we divide by 60 again, which gives us an answer of 0,185. We generally round to 2 decimal places, so that'll be 0,19 hours. Don't forget to put the units. Nice, good, awesome. Thank you, Siwa, overachiever, for all your answers. Okay, question 3, 21 days to seconds. Let's see those answers. Okay, nice. I'm seeing the correct answers here. So I'm going to go straight to writing it out. 121 days times by 24 to get it into hours, times by 60 to get to minutes, times by 60 to convert to seconds. So it will be 10,454,400 seconds. Good. You guys seem to have gotten the hang of this. And then 432 minutes to hours and minutes. Very curious to see your answers here. Don't worry, Boitsmelo, we kind of just started. This is the first exercise. Oh, interesting answers. The 7 hours is correct. Okay. Siwa, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Janique, is that a typo? Was it Yannick? Okay, let's have a look. So, minutes to hours and minutes. So we are going to take our 432 minutes. We divide by 60 to get to hours. So that's the first step. 432 minutes. We divide by 60, which gives us 7,2 hours. Now that comma 2 does not mean 20 minutes. That's 7,2 hours. So that's everything in hours form. So now we need to take the remainder. Can we agree we have 7 full hours? But we have 0,2 hours remaining. It's not a full hour. We've got 0,2 hours. I'm going to convert that leftover bit into minutes because it's not a full hour. So when we are going from hours to minutes, we go the other way around. So we're going to take that remainder and times by 60. So I've converted everything into hours. And I'm going to convert that remainder to minutes by timesing by 60. So that gives me 7 hours and 12 minutes. Okay. So just to recap that, 7,2 hours is not 7 hours and 20 minutes. Mohau, I see you've raised your hand. You want to ask a question? Okay. You're welcome to put in the chat if you're struggling to unmute, or let us know if it was a mistake. So just a reminder, guys, 7,2 hours is not 7 hours, 20 minutes. We have converted everything into hours only. So now I take the remainder, I take the full amount of hours out, the 7 hours, the whole number out. What I've got left is 0,2, but that's still in hours. So I need to convert that to minutes. Okay. Okay, so just to reiterate, the 7,2 hours, I've taken the 7 hours out because we've got 7 whole hours over here. So that's 7 hours. If I minus 7 hours out of there, I'm left with 0,2 hours. It's still hours. That 2 is not our minutes. It's all in hours. So now I'm taking that remainder because I want to now have hours and minutes. If it just asked me for hours, I would leave it as is, but they want minutes as well because we don't have 7 full hours. We've got a little bit left over, which means we've got a couple of minutes within that next hour. So I'm taking these 0,2 hours and I'm converting it back to minutes, which gives me the 12. Unati, do you have a question for us?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So if it's to 2 decimal places, then how do you do it?
If it's 2 decimal places.
Yes.
So if it said like 7,23.
Yes.
Then you'd do the exact same thing. So you'd have your 7 hours and then you'd have 0,23 left over and you times that by 60. The same thing applies. Even if you have 4 decimal places, you'll just.
And then if it's, okay, the answer is 13,8.
13,8.
Yes.
For your minutes.
Wait, let me try it again.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
For your minutes.
Yes.
13,8, then you'd say 14 minutes.
Okay. Thank
Because we're
you.
going to end at the minute, so we just round up there.
Okay.
Okay, good question. Okay, I see that this has caused a bit of confusion. So I have set up another 2. Can I ask you guys to quickly try number 1 based on what I've said here? And let's see if it maybe works. Mbali, do you have a question for us? Or was that a mistake? Okay, let's try question 1 for now. If you're confident, you can do question 2 as well. No worries, Mbali. Nasiwa. Nasunati. And Sako, it's slightly off. Did you keep all your decimal places when you converted back to minutes? Kansho, yes, well done. Oh, one day. Do you have a question for us? Nasunati, good.
Ma'am,
Yes.
hello, ma'am. How are you? I don't know
I'm
if
good
I
in you.
I'm okay. I don't know if I did it correctly.
Okay.
As number 1, 890 divided by 60,
Perfect. That's a good start.
is equal to 14,83 minus
Yes.
14.
Okay. So before you go there, I just want to tell everyone that we need to keep our decimal places. If there's a lot, try keep at least 6 decimal places. So you're going to keep most of those 3s. Okay.
Okay.
And then what did you get?
I got oh well, I removed this in my calculator. Can I calculate?
Yeah.
That's a 49, 49,8.
Okay. So that's going to bring us up to how many minutes?
So you round it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the minutes.
14 hours, 50 minutes.
Good, perfect, well done. That's exactly it. So can you see how by not keeping all the decimals, you got a slightly different answer?
Yes.
Okay, well done. That was really good. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so exactly that. And this example might actually be able to maybe make you understand a bit better. As you can see, it's 14,8. Now, based on what a lot of you said in the previous one, where you said 7,2 must be 7 hours, 20 minutes, can we say 14 hours and 80 minutes? We can't, because remember, 80 minutes would mean that there's a whole nother hour in there, because an hour is 60 minutes. So based on that logic, we can see that it's not 14 hours and 80 minutes. So we have to convert the decimals. So try keep as much as you can. If you can keep all of them, perfect. Okay, because it will make your answer more accurate. We convert that back to minutes. So it becomes 14 hours and 50 minutes. Good, well done. And I see most of you did get that. Okay, and I see I got quite a few answers for question 2 already, so let's have a look at that. We've got 520 minutes, so we're going to divide by 60, which gives us 8,6666 recurring hours, okay, which is 8 full hours, sorry, with a remainder of 0,6 recurring. We times that by 60 to get that into minutes, which equals 8 hours and 40 minutes. So in this instance, we do round the minutes up. Okay, because they just wanted hours and minutes. Yes, if we've got like 39,9 minutes, that comma 9 implies that there are a few seconds involved, but they don't want us to include seconds. Okay. How are we feeling about these time questions, the time conversions? Feel a little bit better? Do we understand? Lerato, what do you need some clarity on? What's Melo, you also, what do we need some assistance with? Okay, those of you saying no or you need some more practice, could you let us know maybe in the chat, and Hugo and myself will try. Okay. Yeah, see how to get the answers of minutes to hours to minutes. Okay, so just quick little rundown. Okay, we went from full on minutes, we divided by 60. When we divide by 60, it gives us an answer in hours, and it's hours only. So that 8,66666 is all in hours. Just because it's comma 6666 doesn't mean that those are the minutes. So we have 8 full hours, but we have a little bit left of another hour, but it's not up to 9 hours now. We've got 8 hours and a few minutes, but it's not 66 minutes, because we can't have 66 minutes. That means that's a whole nother hour. Okay, so we have 8 full hours. I take the 8 out of there to see what is left over, which is 0,6666 hours. It's still in hours. But we want to know how many minutes that is. So we do our normal conversion, hours to minutes, which is times by 60, which then gives me that 40 minutes. Okay, so by taking our 520 and dividing by 60, it gives us an answer in hours only. So we've got 8 full hours and comma 66666 hours. But now we want to know how many minutes that is, because it's not a full hour. So we times that by 60 to see our minutes. Okay, alternatively, you can also look at Hugo's lovely explanation in the chat. I will be revising time again during revision classes though, so please make sure we're all there as well. Okay. So now we're moving away from time. For the most part, it looks like you guys are very confident with this. If not, it's okay. Time is a work in progress. Practice really makes perfect. Okay, let's have a look at perimeter now. Beauty, just check that you're not rounding off to 2 decimal places. You must keep all the decimals. I'm getting all the decimals. Okay, let's have a look at perimeter. So perimeter is the nice, easy part of measurement. It is the distance around a 2D shape. Circumference is the perimeter of a circle, and our units that we use for perimeter and circumference is millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. So it is the distance around the shape. So it doesn't matter what shape we are looking at, we just add all the sides together to get the distance around the shape. So if we have a look at our worked example, it says calculate the perimeter of the below shape. So they're telling us that the width of the shape is 72 meters and our length is 145 meters. Keeping in mind perimeter around shape. So how are we going to work that out? Nice. Nati, how did you do that? Actually, wait, what did you do? Is that a typo? Nsako, yes. Does anyone want to explain how they're getting the answers? Okay, so can we agree? I'm seeing some answers coming in now. Nice. Yes. Yes. Okay, so various ways you can do it. Okay, it's implied because it is a rectangle that this side will also be 72 and this side would be 145 meters. So when we are working out the distance around the shape, we just go and add all the sides together. So our perimeter can be 145 plus 72 plus 145 plus 72, which gives you an answer of 434, and we're working in meters, so we need to include our units. Alternatively, if you like learning the formulas, you could say is equal to 2 times length plus 2 times our width. I, for one, when it comes to perimeter, wouldn't really learn a formula unless it's a circle. It's just another formula we don't have to worry about. So just remember, when it comes to perimeter, we just add in all the sides together. Okay, nice. Looks like you all got that. All right. Let's see how exercise 2 goes. Now, don't get despondent based on the units. Same rules apply. Just because it's got inches there doesn't mean we do anything different. Please calculate the perimeter of these shapes below. Don't put it in the chat just yet. I just want everyone to have a chance to try it by themselves. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Does that help? Perfect. Okay, let's see them answers. Yo, you guys are waiting. Just check if there was a typo. Oh, there we go, Nati. Hanshaw. Yes, yes, yes. Musa, yes, yes, yes. Nice. Okay, so looking at the first shape, it's implied because it's a rectangle that this side will also be 140 and the width would be 66. So however you do it, it is okay as long as you show some working out and you get the right answer. It doesn't matter what method you use. But like I said, don't overcomplicate perimeter, just add all the sides together. Okay, and you should get an answer of 412 inches. Don't forget to put the unit in your answer. Nice, looks like you're all getting this. Great. Okay, the next one, it's a square, so all sides are the same. So various ways you could do it. You could say 23 times by 4 or add 23 4 times. Okay. Ooh. Which gives you your 92 millimeters, which I see most of you got. Nice. And then weird shape, but they gave us all the sides, so I just need to add them all together. So it's 14 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 11, which gives you 64 inches. Just make sure if you do it my way that you don't forget a side or you don't double up a side. Make sure that if there are 5 sides, you've got 5 numbers being added together. Nice, and it looks like we all got that. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what kind of shape I give you, you just add in all the sides together. All right, so now we're going to look at calculating the perimeter of a circle. So this is the only shape that is slightly different. Everything else, you just add the sides together, but with a circle, we're looking at a round shape, and perimeter of a circle is called the circumference. So we have 2 types of formulas when it comes to working out the circumference of a circle. You can either use 2 times pi times radius, or pi times diameter. Okay, so just a quick reminder, but we have done this in grade 10 and 11. Radius, R is radius, D is diameter. And when we are looking at a circle, from the center point to the edge of the circle, that is called our radius. From one edge of the circle to the other edge, that is called our diameter. So if the question gives you the radius, you will then use the first formula. If the question gives you the diameter, you then use the second formula. So it's not too hard. It all depends on what they give you. If they give you radius, use the first one. If they give you the diameter, use the second one. But as long as you have one of them, you could actually use both formulas. Okay, and I haven't specified here, but in your exams and textbooks, you'll notice that they tell you to use pi is equal to 3,142. So that means instead of using the pi button on your calculator, you need to type this out. So you don't use the pi button. If they don't specify this, then you use the pi button. But if you see this in your exam, you have to use 3,142 instead of the pi button. It does make a difference to your decimals. Okay, not always, but it can. All right, so keeping all of this in mind, let's have a look at some worked examples. So let's look at, well, all circles, they've given us the diameter. So we are going to be using the second formula. And I'm going to specify here pi. Okay, so now that we have identified that they've given us the diameter of each circle, we are using circumference is equal to pi times d. Pi is 3,142 and the diameter is 5 centimeters. Because the diameter is in centimeters, our answer is in centimeters. Okay, and when you put that in your calculator, you will get 15,71, and again we round to 2 decimal places. Okay, if you understand and you're happy with all the explanations so far, please try question 2 and 3. If not, and if you have questions, raise your hand or let me know in the chat. Okay, I see some answers coming in. So if you're ready to give me some answers, let's see them. Okay, so for question 2, it looks like we got it for the most part, 31,42 inches. And question 3, pi times 3 feet. Nice, looks like we're all getting it. Okay, awesome. Now let's have a look at some other ones. Yes, Wakanshaw, 9,43 rounded. Great. Well done. Okay, so now it's a little bit of a mixed exercise. Sometimes they give you the radius, sometimes they give you the diameter, so you need to choose the correct formula to use. Let's keep the answers off for now because it's going to get a little confusing. All of them coming in at different times. Okay, I'm going to quickly go back up just for a quick screenshot of the first exercise or work example. Okay. It's our last 6 questions for today. And yes, you just check your units. For number 4, it's not centimeters. Or how? That's okay. You're welcome to check if you want with me. Or you can put your answers in the chat so we can check. There we go, Anesu. Much better. Okay, if we're done, can I have the first 3 answers, please? You can either give me all 3. I'm sure a lot of you have them loaded already in your chat, or just one of the 3. Ronwabo, good. Ayabonga, yes. No, let me just check. Number 3's decimals. You're being quiet, Ayabonga. Okay, so for the first one, if we say 2 times pi times 3 centimeters, you get 18,85 centimeters, which I see most of you have gotten. Nice. Okay, number 2, using the 2 pi r formula because they gave you the radius. So it's 2 times 3, 142 times 4, which is 25,14 meters. And then the third one, (31,42 centimeters. Great. Okay. Are we done with question 4, 5, and 6? Okay. So let's check. So question 4, they've given us the radius. So we are using circumference is equal to 2 times pi times radius, which gives us 9,43. Make sure that your rounding is correct to 2 decimal places. Question 5, they've given us the diameter. So we're going to say pi times diameter, which gives you 34,56 millimeters. And the last one is, they've given us the radius, so it's 2 times pi times 7, which gives us, so it was 43,988. So rounded off, that is 43,99 centimeters. Awesome, I see good rounding. Awesome. Okay, so how are we feeling about perimeter and circumference so far? Let me know in the chat. Next lesson, we will be continuing with a little bit of perimeter. We will actually be going into calculating the circumference of semicircles, as well as quarter circles, and then just some other shapes combined together. Okay, so we are building onto something and may have seemed a bit simple for now, but I just want to get the basics sorted.